Hey guys, it's Bro You Whack, and after 2 days of playing Season 16, I think it's safe to say that this season is easily top 3, and it's not number 3, and quite possibly not even number 2. Now, I know a lot of people will disagree with me on that, but I can safely say that no one can look at Season 16 and say that this is a terrible season. Yeah, you might not like the Doki Watch skins, and yeah, you might not be the biggest fan of third-person Stadium, which, by the way, in case you guys didn't know, you can also change the perspective of how you play Stadium in the settings. Maybe the new DPS hero Freya isn't your cup of tea, and shoot, maybe you hate loot boxes. Yeah! Even if you hate everything about Overwatch 2 and you especially hate a specific hero in the game, well, now you can ban them from your games with hero bans. And I know loot boxes came out last season along with new competitive rewards with galaxy weapons in the previous season as well, but if you consider everything that came out in the past couple of seasons, I think Overwatch 2 is in the best spot that it's ever been, and I wish this all would have came out during Season 1, but it didn't happen, and now we're getting it, which is why I want to take today's video to talk about why this was nearly the perfect season. I would rate this season a 9.5 out of 10, and here's my reasonings why. First off, we gotta talk about this season's theme and the cosmetics, because this is the epitome of what everyone is saying that Overwatch 2 is becoming, which is just a dress-up simulator, and this season's theme is Demon Rocker? I know Doki Watch was the main theme that was advertised in all the trailers, but when you go into the season and you go to the Battle Pass, there's only one Doki Watch skin. And not to mention, it's probably the worst Doki Watch skin with Brigitte. Something looks off, and I think it has something to do with the armor. Like, her thighs look so skinny, her body is serving tea, and there's nothing wrong with it, but like, what's wrong with a thick girl in a cute outfit? I don't get it. So you really can't be surprised when people are disappointed with the Battle Pass when the one Doki Watch skin is lame, and when most of it is filled with these Demon Rocker skins, which was not at all the main focus of this season. And that's why it's not the perfect season, but that's also why I rate this season a 9.5 out of 10, because everything else is just near perfection. Doki Watch, well, I know a lot of people say this is lame and cringe and ew, why are they dressing up so girly and colorful? Because it's cute. Not everything has to be so serious and edgy, and my god, did they not do that this time around. All the Doki Watch skins are absolutely adorable. My favorite, of course, being the Mythic Juno skin, and this is like the first time that I can confidently say that I love this Mythic skin. In fact, this is probably my favorite Mythic skin of all time. The cute dress, the colorful hair, and the adorable sharks. I mean, how could it not be the best Mythic skin? But if you're not into the Doki Watch girly pop kind of skins, you can look forward to the Gundam collab, which is going to be coming out here in a couple of days, which I'm not the biggest Gundam fan. I don't know much about it, but it's just once again another hype collaboration that a few years ago we never would have expected Overwatch to collaborate with people, and now we've done it with Avatar, Transformers, LE SSERAFIM, and now Gundam? Like, are you kidding me? And the biggest surprise is the iridescent colors for the Mythic skin, something that I didn't think I was going to care about, but when I saw it in the game, I'm like, oh, I might have to drop some Mythic Prisms for these colors, mainly when the Juno Mythic skin gets an iridescent color scheme. And look, I'm not trying to say that the cosmetics are the thing that makes this season great, but it does help a little bit. But the biggest thing and the main thing that makes this season so great is the addition of the new mode, Stadium. Stadium is a 5v5 first or third person mode where you're able to pick a limited amount of heroes and you are not able to swap off of them, and once you pick that hero, you are able to build and customize that hero to your liking. Do you want to do a lot of damage and be a DPS machine?
I'm just gonna be a DPS machine.
Or you invest in your weaponry items and build that hero up. You want to really heal a lot with Juno and just build a torpedo build where you're gonna pick items and powers that can help do that. And what I love most about this mode is that this takes the foundation that Overwatch 1 established way back in 2016 and builds a completely different house around it. This is not like your typical limited time mode like Junkenstein's Revenge or Capture the Flag, where it's similar to what you already play in quick play. No, this is completely different. They really experimented and took a risk when trying to make this mode because it's just different. It's a total different Overwatch experience. Now, will some people hate this mode? Obviously, yes. Will people hate it because of the third person perspective? Well, they shouldn't, because you can change that setting in the settings. It's easy to do. But will some people hate it because they don't like how the game makes all the heroes just completely different and wacky and function than what they're typically used to? Yeah, I can understand that. But you see, that's the beauty about Stadium and just Overwatch as a whole, because if you want that standard Overwatch RX experience, you still have that with competitive. Or if you want a non-sweaty experience of Overwatch, you could just go to quick play. Well, okay, maybe quick play nowadays is a little bit more sweaty than what we're used to back in the day, but that's the beauty about Overwatch 2 now, is that you have 3 distinct modes that offer 3 different experiences and provides a fun and also free video game for you to play. Like, could you imagine if Overwatch 2 came out in the year 2016 with everything that's offering right now? It would win Game of the Year. Well, I mean, it did win Game of the Year in 2016, but if it came out again in 2017, that would also win Game of the Year. Adding Stadium was great, but the fact that they're also not ditching the core Overwatch experience like in normal competitive is also a great sign for the future because of the addition of hero bans, something that Blizzard was hesitant about adding because there is some controversy around it, but the fact that they still added it anyway and are just willing to experiment with it and see how it works is awesome. But what's even better is seeing what heroes are getting banned and seeing that Sombra almost every single game is getting banned. It just warms my heart. So if you're a Sombra main, you hate this season. Sucks to suck. I don't know what to tell you. All jokes aside though, it will be interesting to see how hero bans play out for the next couple of months, because right now, yeah, obviously like Sombra and Mercy are gonna be highly banned heroes, but later on when it's taken more serious, heroes like, I'm sure like Zarya or Malga or Sojourn are gonna be banned because they're such meta picks. But even if hero bans don't work out, look at everything they added into the game. They added hero bans, something that we begged for years now. They added a new game mode Stadium with high replayability. They added awesome cosmetics and a cute mythic skin, and they added new competitive rewards in the form of stadium skins this season and galaxy weapons from last season. They've added almost everything that we've been begging for years now, with the exception of one thing, and I think you all know what that thing is. And that's the deletion of Hanzo! It's PvE. And we still are waiting for a PvE for all of us that are naive thinking that's gonna come out. It's not! But here's why I'm going to say that might not be a bad thing, because in the fiery death of PvE, if you look at the ashes is what comes of Stadium. Everything that Stadium has is scraps from PvE. All the abilities, all the different power-ups, all the things that you were going to customize your heroes with, you were going to do in a campaign story mode, but now you can use in a multiplayer mode against other players over and over and over again because it has high replayability. Versus in a story mode, you play it once, and then you're kind of done. What's the point of customizing a hero if you experience the story once and then you don't really want to experience it again? Like, when you think about it like that, it makes more sense for them to develop Stadium rather than a campaign mode. But I will say this, I still want a story mode. I still want the story of Overwatch to be expanded. I want to learn more about Talon, about Blackwatch, about Overwatch, the heroes, the Junker heroes, everything about these heroes. I want to learn more about their lore. So I don't see why they can't make a story mode still, just without the highly replayability aspect. But who knows, maybe in the future there still can be that kind of story mode. But that's everything that came out in season 16. Hey, wait a minute. The new DPS hero Freya came out too! That's how you know you have a good season on your hands, when the new hero, which is supposed to be the focal point of a new season, is the most forgotten part of this season. And that's not to say that Freya is a bad hero, it's just, for me personally, there's been so many other cool things that I haven't touched the new hero. She's fine, it's just, I didn't really care for her like how I did for like Juno. But that's why this season is the nearly perfect Overwatch season, and why I really think it saved Overwatch 2, because it finally delivered on everything that we have been wanting for such a long time. And you know how people were saying at the beginning of the year that Overwatch 2 is heading in the right direction? I think we're in the right city right now. I think this is the best that Overwatch 2 will ever be, because there's just so many good stuff that's coming out with this game, and I think will continue to come out in the next couple of seasons. And I think it's all due to the fact that Overwatch 2 was in competition with Fortnite, because obviously with Stadium being in third person, they were clearly copying Fortnite, who invented third person perspective. And definitely not Marvel Rivals. But let me know what you think about Season 16 and what your favorite aspect about this season was. And until the next time, I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. More Overwatch 2 videos to come, and bye.